Stuart's face fell. Mr. Rothman, isn't that a bit much? While I admit my son is in the wrong, making him resign publicly is cruel. If you were in his position, would you be able to do it? I don't need to know, Chase laughed. All I know is that if I hadn't bought the Smith Restaurant Group today, your son would have humiliated me in front of the entire restaurant. He would have thought twice about it. Your son thinks he is better than me, and I think it's important he learns his lesson. But, interjected Stuart. Chase carried on, ignoring Stuart's attempt to defend his son. But the truth is that I did just buy the group. So, today, I will teach your son a lesson in respect. I am not bullying him. Rather, I want him to get a taste of his own medicine. Chase paused before gesturing toward his employees. Furthermore, your son has insulted all my employees as well. And they, too, deserve an apology. It is not just wealthy people who should be treated with respect. The group of employees still in the restaurant began to cheer. Apologize! Your money's not good here. Admit you were wrong. Mr. Rothman cares about the people. You're scum of the earth. The cheers grew into an uproar. Their repressed anger was finally being given voice. Too long their positions as office staff had come at the expense of dignity and fair treatment. Tony was just one of many people who had called them trash, but Chase was one of them. Sure, he was rich now, but he had once been just like them. He didn't treat them as inferior. The crowd continued. Apologize. Beg. Ask for mercy. Tony felt like he couldn't breathe under surrounding pressure. How had his rivalry with Chase led him to this moment? Tears formed in his eyes, and he grabbed his father's arm for support. Dad, I can't do it. I don't want to resign. I've worked my whole life for this career. It'll be all for nothing. Stuart placed his arm protectively around his son's back. He hadn't expected it to end like this. Asking him to resign would kill his burgeoning career. Tony was a hard-headed kid, but he'd worked hard. He reminded Stuart a lot of himself when he was younger. Mr. Rothman, said Stuart, anger mounting in his voice. This is not becoming of a man of your stature. The Deem family would never stoop so low. But we are also not easily bullied. Do not do this lightly. Or what? Chase casually asked. Stuart paused. He hadn't expected Chase's audacity to extend to open threats. I have been in Lauderdale for a long time. I have friends here. Friends in high places. If you push me or my son too far, there will be ramifications. The people who support me are not to be trifled with. Chase was amused. Oh, he asked lightheartedly. There are people in this world that I can't afford to offend? That's news to me. You. Stuart narrowed his eyes. His son was right. Chase was irredeemably arrogant. Did he really think he was untouchable? No one had such confidence. Mr. Rothman, said Stuart, exasperated. I didn't want to pull this card, but you've pushed me too far. He picked up his cell phone and called Pat. Upon receiving another call from Stuart, after his express orders to be left alone, Pat was thoroughly irritable. What? Did you deal with it or not? He barked. Sir, I'm sorry, said Stuart. I was unable to deal with the matter myself. Mr. Rothman here doesn't appear to understand the situation in which he finds himself. There's no reasoning with him. Pat sighed. Stuart was usually able to handle these situations. This Chase Rothman appeared to be someone special. Put me on the phone with him, barked Pat. Stuart breathed a sigh of relief. There were very few people left in Lauderdale who didn't know what Pat was capable of. Stuart turned to Chase. He'd like to speak with you. Just you wait, he thought to himself. Chase picked up the phone with a smile and took Pat's call. Pat spared no pleasantries. Mr. Rothman, leaving this matter to me to settle was inappropriate. It's not good for business for either of us. Mr. Deem and his son are friends of mine. Consider it a favor to me and let this go. Mr. Tarlow, replied Chase bluntly. You sure ask for a lot of favors. Mr. Tarlow, thought Stuart. Something wasn't right. He had never shared Pat's identity with Chase. How did Chase know who he was talking to? He felt a lingering sense of foreboding that was confirmed with Chase's next statement. Mr. Tarlow, you received $1 million from Mr. Deem on the 23rd last month. And the month before, you were given the deed to a villa in South Bay as a personal gift from a friend. Last July, you received a case of French wine, only there were no bottles inside, were there? Stuart's mouth hit the floor and Pat was silent on the other end of the line. Chase continued. Mr. Tarlow, tell me, what would happen if I were to share this information with interested parties? It was a good thing that Chase couldn't see him because Pat had turned beet red. He wasn't used to being the one threatened. Everything Chase knew was top secret. No one knew about those transactions except for Pat and his inner circle. Where was he getting his information from? Pat wanted to help Stuart, but this was more than he signed up for. That's it, he thought. Chase must have done his research on the people around Stuart. That's how he connected the dots between Stuart and Pat. The revelation was shocking. How had Chase gathered such an array of information in such a short amount of time? He had to have people backing him up. The idea was terrifying. He needed to retreat.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.